Danny.
And I'm Althea.
And we are
DAlive. What's with the voice?
Welcome.
What is going on with you today? You're very subdued.
I'm relaxing.
Okay, he's relaxing today, folks. But I wanted to give a couple of shout outs. First of all, I hope everybody had a nice holiday weekend. The extra day off was really cool. The weather's been cold. I'm not going to complain anymore. And I just wanted to give a shout out to Ryan.
Big shout out to Ryan.
You need to stop with that, okay? You need to talk like normal. I mean, I know you're very relaxed and all, but you need to talk normal.
I said big shout out to Ryan.
There you go. Okay, so with that said, I wanted to give obviously a big shout out to Ryan and also to H.
Big shout out to H.
Yeah, big shout out to H because he really enjoyed himself over the weekend, didn't he?
All I have to say is have fun in the slot machines.
Oh, he had some fun. Okay. All right. With that said, I wanted to introduce what we got coming up after the commercial break. As you know, the DNA show plays on radio stations around the country. And there is one in particular that is big and beautiful, and it is run by a gentleman named Uncle Boogie. His name is John Grant, and his communications director, Lady Q. We have been partnered with them for a while now, and they are obviously one force to be reckoned with, and they have a very interesting story, and we actually want to get in more depth with Uncle Boogie so people know the face behind the voice. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
You agree. And with that said, I am looking forward to this next hour of pure enjoyment with Uncle Boogie and Lady Q. So when we come back from this commercial, we'll have more with you. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Put your hands up. Right now we're inside a war with ourselves. Yo, America, are we gonna wake up from this? Where the real Americans at, you heard? Where we at? Man, you blinded and you lied, you just censor inside your own. Everyone pretends they love you, but messing you up in homes. Laughing without the way you can't even afford food. And everybody looking at you acting so rude. They thinking that they love you, your skin, that's what they see. They don't understand the militant well it be. But the anger that they got, they just play for each other. A civil war, they trying to come for us, kill one another. But I woke up last night, I gotta talk to my peers. Tell them, listen, we gotta march and what do we hear? You laughing, you crying, you angry, you feeling and skating. Saying with all the time, they just demonstrated. Leave you inside the cars, they don't wanna see you out. They leave you locked doors, breaking your jaws over locked doors. They lock you up, they wanna trap you, put you inside with a locker's mental block. Cause all you ever hearing is a cop screaming lifeless. Now all of a sudden we thinking prices. Putting that two there, be caught crashing in crisis. Now they hating how they even look. They try to lock us up, throw it down, try to play the book. Wanna get us shook, every time try to get it booked. Overshook, saying God is there but love is overlooked. They try pretending that we close with a phone next to each other's ears, but we're more social distancing corona years. They try to acting like we ain't one inside our home. We acting like that we ain't one and one inside our home. I said March is gone. I said let's fight. You can't censor us anymore. We lying to the people. I'm all I love, nobody to trust. I'm all I love tonight. I'm all I love, nobody to trust. I'm all I love tonight, love tonight. Find somebody that you won't let go, and when you find that body, hold them close, 'cause I'm nobody at this party to love, no, no.
Okay.
What's going on?
I'm
What's
sorry about
going
that. We
on,
were talking.
everybody?
Okay, so we're back from commercial break, and we are pleasured here to have with us none other than Uncle Boogie himself and Lady Q. Please welcome them to the show. Hi, oh my God, I love you guys. Can you hear me?
Hey, what's happening?
Hello.
And
Wait.
Here we go.
Before we start anything, okay, I want Uncle Boogie to say my name.
Althea!
There we go, baby. That's how we start the show. Then let me tell you, he's the only one that is allowed to scream my name like that. There's nobody else. So how you guys doing over
I ain't
there?
saying nothing.
Doing
What's up,
great.
Danny?
It's cold and raining down here.
DJ Enjetic.
What's up, Uncle Boogie and Q?
What's going on, baby?
Oh God, I love her accent. I just love you guys to death. You have no idea. But we're gonna obviously start with Uncle Boogie. Okay. So
I didn't do it.
you didn't do it yet, but you will.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. Because I did some research on you. Not a lot. I just did a little bit. Okay.
Oh, no.
I just did a little bit because it all started for him. We're talking about in the Bronx. Okay. A young guy watching break dancers and rappers in the playground or whatever, right? This is back in like 1978, correct?
77, 78, yep.
Okay. So so tell me about that, because back in the days there wasn't really like much going on, but then you started to feel everything around you. So tell us a little bit about that story.
Well, actually, in 1976, New York had a major blackout.
Mm-hmm.
And hip-hop was like 3 years old. We heard about it in the streets from cousins and relatives about, rapping.
Right. Right.
But then it became MCing. And I don't know how the words got conflicted.
Right.
Either one, it was still rhythm and poem over beats.
Mm-hmm.
And really, who the beat provided was only one cat that did beats. That was Grandmaster Flash.
Right.
Everybody else, was doing something different. He was the only one that was taking a consistent break and blending it back together so guys can rhyme. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, cats was rhyming off of disco records, and the girl or guy be singing on the record, they still rapping over it.
Right.
Because they didn't know how to separate the break to make sure that you had enough, empty beat just to rhyme over. So that was interesting. But in 76, the blackout hit New York City, and everybody wanted to be a DJ MC. After the blackout was over, everybody had DJ equipment.
Mm.
Yeah, that we don't lie.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that wanted to be a rapper, a DJ, whatever, all of a sudden they had $5,000 worth of equipment.
Right. So true. That is so true.
There was cats that didn't even deserve equipment, and they had equipment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but can't you say that? Yeah, but can't you say that about it now too? It's like there's a lot of people out
you
there.
don't understand the blackout.
Oh, okay,
basically, what he's trying to say is all them crazy little ran around and took all the equipment and brought it into the house, like took from stores.
Looting.
Looting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't quite. Okay, stop that.
You gotta
yeah, I know.
Let me tell you something about hip hop. Hip hop started out a struggle. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And it was about us replacing the thought of, especially the Bronx. The Bronx was burning.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you had building owners that were paying kids to light mattresses in empty buildings.
Are you kidding me?
So they can get insurance money to get out, go to the Hamptons, Long Island, where you from.
Right.
Because they didn't want to live. They didn't want to live there. They said there was too many Puerto Ricans moving in at the time.
Go ahead.
You know what I mean? They was like, yo, the Bronx is because the Bronx used to be Italian, Irish, Greek, Polish. It
Mm.
was never meant to be a dominant black area.
Really?
Never that. Seriously.
Okay, go ahead.
You know, because and you know, people actually, African Americans migrated out of Harlem to the other boroughs.
Oh.
Yeah, Harlem was
Oh,
actually,
okay.
yeah.
I didn't realize.
Harlem was like the throat that supplied all the voices throughout the borough for black people to travel to live. Because, you know, we weren't allowed to live in Queens in a nice neighborhood. We weren't allowed to live in Long Island. We weren't allowed to live in, you know, certain areas. So
Right. Yeah.
as the 70s came, you know, realtors started to open up. I mean, black people became lawyers, teachers, doctors. So they could afford those nights. So, you know, at the end of the day, people in the Bronx that own buildings that were all, you know, Irish, whatever, Catholic, they say, yo, burn the building.
Burn the building. Oh my God.
So, you know, 8-9 years old, we was burning matches. Didn't make us no difference, you know.
Burn it.
But the music came out of that. You know, the music came out of all of that frustration in the Bronx. And Kool Herc, he used to settle beefs in the Bronx between gangs.
Really?
And he got involved with settling a beef in 74. And he threw a party at Cedric Avenue, 1527 Cedric Avenue, in the community center inside of that project. And that was the first supposedly hip hop party. And so I heard about it. And then they went to different parks all over New York.
Right.
And this crew named Rock Steady, the break there was nasty. These cats were spinning all over the head. They spin on my elbow.
My father actually battled them. My father's group, my father's a B-boy. So my father actually did battle Rocksteady for Crutch Groove. Was it Crutch Groove? Yeah, I think it was.
It's Wild Style. Wild Style was the first movie that.
Wild Style. Yes, Wild Style. That's what they battled. That's what they battled for the contest. So my father told me stories about that.
But he has also, you know, music in his family, because I read about that. Your grandmother was also a member of Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
No, that's actually at my grandmother's house.
Oh, no.
My neighbor. Yeah, her neighbor on Boston Road, which is down the street from the Bronx Zoo. There's a project called Lambert Houses. And Raheem from the Furious Five lived there.
Oh, get out of town.
Yeah, so
singers.
So, you know, it was, you know, when he was home from tour, whatever they were doing, because Grandma, you got to understand something. Before records even came out, groups like Cold Crush, Grandmaster Flash, and the Furious Five, Fantastic Romantic Five, without records, these cats were touring Europe.
How?
Without records.
How's that?
They just found people in Europe, and they would come to New York, and they would film these guys in the park, in the subway, go back and sell it to some rich guy in London. He'd fly everybody over to do a show.
No way.
Yeah. Hip hop still has that like a lot of underground artists are very famous overseas.
Yeah, they have a better chance actually being overseas than they do over here sometimes.
Definitely.
It depends on the machine. If you're with the machine,
you know why I say that? Because I remember just a documentary with my love of Tina Turner, and she was talking about how much she loved the USA. She goes, but she was like a queen wherever she went, other than the United States.
You gotta understand something. When Mick Jagger came over to the United States, when he was first signed, he got with Muddy Waters to develop his sound. European crowds, for some reason, hip hop was born in Europe before it was born in America, really, because before America really got into hip hop, put money behind it, cats that were in the Furious Five, you know, Cold Crush, they always in the military. So when they travel to Germany or Europe or whatever, they would rhyme in the barracks, and then word get out, and the next thing you know, they get out of the military. Those people remember them, clubs remember it, flying back. So it was a combination of those cats going into the military that created the European connection with hip hop early.
Right.
And even if you look at the word hip hop is a cadence. That was a military cadence.
Really? This is why I love him. This is why I could just sit here all day and
keep going, man.
And just let him keep going. You know what? You just keep talking, and me, Q, and Danny will just lay back and just watch you.
Fine. So fine.
Here we go. See?
Fine. The word hip hop was created by MC Cowboy.
I don't know who that is. Okay, go ahead.
He's a member of the Furious Five.
Okay.
Grandmaster Flash. When he went to the Army and came back, and he started rhyming over beats with Bambaataa, with Zulu Nation, at different clubs, parks, he put that hip hop tag to it. He put that to it. Before then, it was just rhythm and poem. Then we developed the culture. You know what I mean? You couldn't say, you know, back in the day, we was having a rap jam. You had a hip hop jam. Hip hop just became part of the culture because if you look at a cadence of people marching, hip hop, it's about unity, rhythm, and poem, in step, in time, and rhyme. And that's what it's all about. So that transferred into our culture. The other thing that really helped out hip hop when I was growing up, other than the blackout, was when Ronald Reagan became president in '80, he cut all the music programs in New York. So he took all the bass drums, kick drums, trumpets, everybody that was in bands and everything. Everybody wanted to be a funkadelic star at that time. Bootsy Collins was rocking, Barkays, you know, George Clinton, funkadelic, everybody wanted to be a funkadelic dude.
Oh, okay.
But Ronald Reagan took all the music programs out of New York City.
Why would he do that? Why would he do something like that?
You got to understand something. Conservative politics means they conserve on the entitlement programs that help the community in the inner city communities. That's the first thing they cut. So they can show their other constituents that, hey, we're hard on minorities and we don't give our handouts. See, look at what we did. So if you want to know the real reason why hip hop exists, it's because of Ronald Reagan.
Shout out to Ronald Reagan. Yeah. Shout out to Ronald Reagan.
But, you know, with that said, when you talk about helping the community, I'm going to break away from music just for one thing because of you, because you have actually something in common that Danny does too.
What's that?
Oh, okay. Because see, I do my research.
Here we go.
Okay. There is something called ELKS, ELKS. And Mr. Grant over here is a member of, and he did a public service announcement about 8 years ago with a DJ regarding bullying in the community and stuff. And you are still a member of that, correct?
Well, you're never not. Once you join that fraternity,
you're in.
You're in for the rest of your life. Now, your lodge might, put you to the side because you ain't paying no dues.
Go ahead.
But in the book it states that you're elk for life. So.
Oh, okay. But I read that about you, and I was not just impressed. I was like, a lot of things that like in the person in your business and your form of personality, radio show, talk show, and stuff like that. You don't know the other side of that person sometimes. And sometimes. Can
I say one thing? The guy that I did that campaign with, he ended up bullying me, so I ended up bullying him back. So let's not talk about. Let's move on. Yeah, he owes me like $3 grand.
Jesus! That's it. We're gonna make a public service announcement right now.
But I still don't like to be bullied. You know what I mean? And I really did it for those reasons. But the guy he kind of bullied me back.
He did.
Yeah, so I had to re-bully him.
There's no issue with that.
Lady Q.
But there's no issue with re-bullying and then bullying and bullying. And that goes for a national advocate. If you get bullied, have some tough skin.
Yeah, well, you got to have some tough skin and everything.
It took a minute. It took a minute to realize that, wait a minute, this guy's stealing from me.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. So I got to go in and do my push-ups. I had that Rocky playing in the headphones.
Oh, my God.
You know what I mean? I'm in the gym.
I'm looking at Lady.
I have a tiger.
No. I'm looking at Lady Q right now because I can understand and feel her pain because we pretty much deal with the same type of character. You got Boogie, I got Enjetic, so it's just there is no difference in the two, except for the age. That's about it.
We're gonna pray for each other.
Yeah, we have to sit down and pray.
All right. First of all, as a man, you never let another man try to quote unquote bully you.
Okay, so
that's it.
We need to get off that right now.
I just said that.
Okay,
that's it. Bullying. That's
See,
it.
right away, he's got Boogie's back. You know that? Right. You see that, right?
Ain't you a Virgo? Ain't you a Virgo, Danny?
Absolutely.
Ain't you a Virgo?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Virgo. Hello.
We both Virgos.
Oh, we're both Sagittarius. Check that out.
Now we can have a conversation because the rest of that stuff. Come on, ask some more questions out there. Come on.
You know, I knew he was going to do this to me. So I did take notes, but I lost some of my notes. But okay, tell me about your Buffalo State University days. You got there on a scholarship for football and track. How did that go, sir?
Well, I
Yeah,
started.
go ahead.
Well, I started, with
Yeah.
it was either going to be out of high school. It was either going to be music,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't have it at the time. My group, we weren't there, or it was going to be school and learning something. And I was thinking about becoming a lawyer at one point. And so I did the school thing. I mean, I made up my mind about going to college about the end of my junior year after I got out of the boys' home for stealing cars. Yeah, I did that for a while.
At least he's honest.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, let's go.
So I was a little jacked up in school by a couple of months. Had to make it up in summer school, all that crap. And I got real into school. And at the end of my junior year of high school, and got really into what I could do on the field and sports. So as far as track in my junior year, I actually finished that season and went to a pro camp for both of those things.
Oh wow!
And I really dug in and was about that life. I was also interested in the military because my father was in the
NYPD,
Army.
right? Wasn't he? But he was an officer, wasn't he, for the NYPD?
Yeah, he was. Yeah. But I had a couple of things I wanted to do at that time in my life, so I chose the college route because it was free. I mean, the guy said, hey, pack your bags, I got your back. And my cousin graduated from that college.
I always notice that cops' kids are usually the worst ones. Like, I feel like they're worse than people.
Nobody asked you for anything like that. We were talking about my interest.
Yo.
No, go ahead. Go on, Q. You can say anything you want, babe.
I'm not, and I will. Nobody's thinking about Boogie.
Then why am I on the call?
This is what I have. This is what I have to do. I have to keep him in check sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
Don't check me. Don't check me.
We have to,
don't check. I'm not a chess piece.
You got to keep the old guy in check.
I'm not a chess piece.
Yo, I love it. Keep going. Let's just keep going because this is good.
Yeah, sometimes he gets a little. So sometimes I gotta be like, hey, just bring
it down a little bit. Right?
No. Yeah, let me explain something to you. Oh, wait. My man Wallow over at with Gilly on that podcast. What did he say? He said,
go ahead.
He said, humble. Let's be humble. What does that mean? Humble for what?
Humble
for what?
Humble for what?
Humble for what? If you're not where you want to be, how are you going to be humble and be successful? You got to make noise to be successful. You got to be proud of being successful.
You got to
expect to be successful. That's not a humbling act. You know what I mean? Now, you could be grateful once you get out of the humble state.
Okay.
But if you intend to be humble while you ain't where you're supposed to be, well, humble is holding you back.
Okay.
Listen, I agree with him 100% because everyone be like, why don't you be humble? I'm like, be humble for what?
Wait. Q's got something to say here.
All right,
Go ahead, Q.
All I said was, of course he does. Of course he agrees.
I'm not gonna agree with that. I just he'll go into a place. I'll go into a place and they'll be like, "Oh, look at those dudes, man. They don't help nobody out, and they're a bunch of weirdos." And then we hear it, and then we look at them and go, "You're just mad because you ain't in my life." What?
Oh my God, really?
Right or wrong? Right or wrong? You have seen that before.
Nobody's disputing that because I agree with that to an extent as well.
You understand? Like when you become successful and get to a certain place in a certain plateau, so many haters for no reason.
Yeah, but because new levels bring you down.
Yeah, but then what you do is you go like this, and you walk straight away.
Let the lady talk.
And that's what I'm talking about right there. Mm-hmm. Like everything does not deserve a reaction or a response.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
You see what I'm saying? So sometimes
I'm feeling you. No, you know what?
No.
Well, this is a good show.
I feel like we're doing Hollywood Squares right now. We're being asked questions. And like, okay, I'll take the top right for 500. That would be Boogie.
But right here, I'm on the bottom. Listen, no pun intended. I'm just saying.
But I'm interested in one thing though, man. Like you kept going on with the hip hop, right? And I think it's funny because he actually really gave us a really good vision about back in those days how hip hop really got seen.
But Danny, that's only my vision. I'm pretty sure there's like other stories because
I understand, but
You know what I'm saying? Like what I remember was it was like 78, 77. I was summertime. St. James Park was across the street from my fire escape. And I just hear beats, boom, 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 boom. Everybody run to the fire escape. And cats was on the cardboard boxes doing their thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
One thing
James Brown was like the dude back then. Like all his records had breaks in them. And you know what I mean? And then from there, then you heard a cat on the mic. And then you just interested in hip hop because it wasn't rock, it wasn't soul, it wasn't funk, it was us. Something we created. And that makes you follow it, you know?
One thing I would say is this, like, I know he's saying that this, you know, other people have other stories, but you really, like, an hour show is not long enough to listen to all of the knowledge that he fit to you.
Mm-hmm.
He is one thing I will say, if nothing else, he's a great teacher and he's very knowledgeable when it comes to a lot of, especially when it comes to the whole.
What do you mean if nothing else? What?
I said that on purpose because I knew it was coming.
Wait a minute.
You gotta give him a clap, the Hall of Fame over here.
Well, yeah, he was recently, September of this year, he was inducted to the Hip Hop Hall of Fame for his life's work. I mean, and he made sure that we knew about it because I don't know how many times he put that picture up.
No, hold on, y'all. Listen, he just got another one.
What?
Go ahead, Boogie.
Go ahead, Boogie.
What
you got another award?
Yeah, for being a member of my group. We got awarded. We got an accreditation from the United States House of Representatives for our contributions to hip hop.
Look at you. And this is why people, everybody who's listening and watching out there,
I'll go get it.
Oh, no. I told you, I knew it. He's been doing this ever since. I don't know, people, how many times I have to look at the Hall of Fame photo. Okay. But let me just say,
forget that.
Okay, but this is why.
Show it.
Oh, God.
All right.
Show it.
Okay.
Show it.
So this is from where I came from in New Jersey. When I moved from the Bronx, I went to Englewood, New Jersey, right?
Okay.
And this is a county certificate.
Oh, look at you.
This is with my group, Rockin' G.
Oh, Rockin'
G. This is what it says. It says that. See?
That's Reggie Rock. How do you say his last name? Paisley? Pasley. Okay.
So we got that.
Reggie.
So we got that from the county. And then we will receive this too from the United States House of Representatives official seal right here.
Look Congress. At you.
And this is their certificate.
Okay. Oh, wow. That's nice. Are you going to frame that?
I'm working on it.
Yeah, I know. Lady's going to be doing it, right? She'll take care of it.
Nice.
Look at you. Oh,
don't worry about it. I can't afford her prices. I'll take care of it myself. So anyway,
I can't.
That's shade.
You know what? He can sit there and talk like that, but you know what? Let me just say one thing. I love Uncle Boogie ever since we met. Okay. I love WTSX. I love our relationship and everything. But you added something to it that was very much needed. Let me tell you, Lady Q.
Calmness.
Because, you know, every ice cream has a good flavor. Okay. And he's gonna show that all day. But that's what I'm saying. You were like the sprinkles on top of that ice cream that was needed and the cherry on top. And I'm glad you came aboard. And I'm glad that we are working together. And if he doesn't put that award down.
Go to the next one. Go to the other one. Go to the other one.
We could be here all night.
One. Go ahead. Yeah. Put it back.
Let me just say one thing.
I really enjoy working with Uncle Boogie because I feel like we balance one another. Like,
right.
Nice.
You know,
this is like vinyl, Danny. This is nice vinyl.
Listen, see, look, this right here. Who else is gonna tolerate that?
No. You know what? It's me and you pretty much deal with the same man, but in different states.
Yeah,
that's what I've noticed.
Yeah,
he's the same. They're the same person.
Althea,
enough with this psychoanalyst stuff about me and Danny. Let's get back to the questions, please.
Oh, okay, we're gonna go back to the questions.
I loved it. Go ahead.
Okay. So, do you know the first song that you heard that broke out when you were younger, and then you said to yourself, you know what? I want to get into hip hop. Do you remember the song?
Rap's New Language, Treacherous 3 featuring Spoonie G.
Okay, I stand corrected. Okay. So, tell me how you met. Okay, wait, but what I know is that you were in 2011, you were a technician in Kokomo, Indiana. Correct?
Well, I've been a technician since 1995.
Okay, I'm talking about where you were in 2011.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
You were in Kokomo in 2011.
Yeah.
And then shortly after that, 3 years later, WTSX was born. Tell me how that happened.
What? I got here?
Yeah, how you got here. Exactly to where you are right now.
From 2011.
Mm-hmm.
No punches.
No punches.
Well, so in 2011, I met Johnny O.
Mm-hmm.
While I was doing my podcasting and stuff like that. Like I was one of the first people on Podomatic.com with Table Setter Radio.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I started in Atlanta like in 07, 08. So, and then when I actually lived in Gary for a while in 08 to 11 before I came to Kokomo. I came to Kokomo in 10. So I met, So right 2010, I kept podcasting, got with Johnny O about 11, and then I put my show on his network. And after a while, I started, trying to put the word out in the city that, at least you don't have an FM station, but you can go online and you can listen to some hip, because there was nothing here. There was no hip hop, hibbity hop, nothing. Nothing was rapping, nothing. It was just country music, Taylor Swift and the Peoples. It was a lot of rock. They rocked out. But the country, the rock, the pop, they didn't want no hip hop. They didn't want it. You got to understand something. Kokomo, Indiana is one of the core places where the Ku Klux Klan had a prominent presence at.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so I applied, in 11 and 12, going through the process. When Obama was running for a second term, he opened up this window for licensing radio stations in communities like this, due to the fact that they want to keep the Congress, they want to keep the Senate. So anything to communicate their agenda to new potential voters, they did. They opened up this window that hasn't been open since 76.
Oh, wow.
And they opened it for 10 days, and we applied and got denied.
I like how he says things. Go ahead.
All right, keep going. Let's go.
Denied. Go ahead.
Each time it was because of frequency issues or area issues. And then people just didn't want hip hop here. The powers that be didn't want hip hop here, But lucky for us, New Yorkers, there was another New Yorker that worked for the Joint Chiefs of Staff who happened to be my cousin, who was the chairman of the FCC at the time, which is Colin Powell Jr.
Okay.
And, Kokomo didn't know that we New Yorkers, we work a different way.
Go ahead.
We don't work the same way,
Right.
You just can't put your hand up and say stop.
Yeah.
To a person in New York. You're not going to you can't do that.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know about no other brother. A kid that wanted from the Bronx is a dangerous kid.
Yeah. No, I think a lot of people from New York are like that too. We do have that type. It's not really an attitude.
It's an attitude. Let's not lie. It's an attitude.
No, I'm just saying it's not just an attitude.
But Althea, it's really like when I was in second, third grade, we said the national anthem, and then Frank Sinatra played.
Oh wow!
And we had to know that song too.
Are you kidding?
You can make it here. You can make it anywhere. New York. And then when we got out of school, teachers would tell us, "You're the most highly educated, most highly motivated people in the country.
Right.
You're supposed to go out to the rest of the country, teach the rest of these poop putts what to do." Period.
That's true.
No, seriously, yeah.
He's got to write a book.
Listen, I love New York because you go anywhere else, you'll never see a guy ever give the finger to an old lady that's trying to park. Like, am I right or wrong? You know you're in New York.
Yeah, that's true. You got,
You know, people still think around here that I live in a fantasy land. Even when we apply for the license, like, you're not going to get it.
yeah.
You're not going to get it.
It's
You're not
little,
going to get it. I said,
it's more tough.
well, I said, well, you know, probably you won't get
He
Excuse me?
ain't looking at me. He knows I'm getting one.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I told him, I'm not going the route you think I'm going. I went underneath, around, drove to DC. We came back, got the construction permit, and it's been hell ever since.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna actually, if you don't mind, we're gonna go to another commercial break. And when we come back, but can you just say my name again?
Althea!
There we go. And we'll be right back with Uncle Boogie and Lady Q.
Right back.
Now I got to let her know Daddy ain't never gonna leave. You know I want you, girl, for all eternity. Now I got that money, my money, that don't give me black and on. Why they telling me playing the niggas inside the girl? Been outside that tippy thing, guy, yeah. I said he's generated up, and now he's charged up. I said you better get your flow, you better bar up. He's shutting down everybody with again, he doesn't care, cause you know the energy's about to rise in the year. Going shake it for the money, shake it for the money, shake it for the money.
All right. Is everybody having a good time tonight or what? That's what I thought.
I was all out of love and nobody to trust. I was all out of love tonight, love tonight. I found that body that I won't let go. I'm gonna keep her close, and this I know, cause I'm nobody at this party to love to you. Someone at this party, someone at this party to love. Somebody to love, who's that love? Oh, oh, oh,
And we're back.
You sure that wasn't Steve in the mask?
You know what? We're gonna have to ask Chris Milo that question. Okay. But coming back, please, I want Lady Q and Uncle Boogie. Okay. Now, I don't know if you were watching that video. Were you watching that video with the song?
Yes.
Oh, you know what? I always push this guy, because we talk a lot about artists and stuff like that. Okay. I just wanted to take a moment because this gentleman by the name of Chris Milo, I think he's spectacular. And we're still trying to push him. Now, you being in the radio, in us obviously too, what do you think these days is so hard? Because I mean, this kid is so talented, right? And I love his song. And I think he really needs to be pushed, but it's just like there's just too much competition out there. And it's like, what does a person need these days in order to like make that extra stride? I don't understand.
Me personally, I always say I feel like your team plays a big role. There's a lot of artists out here right now in music that I don't particularly care for, but you gotta respect their team.
Right.
Their team definitely pushes them, whether it's, you know, supporting financially, just, you know, fan wise, so forth and so on. Like it all revolves around the team.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, like I made a statement not too long ago, and I said a lot of these artists now out here today, they have that are equivalent to public defenders.
What do you mean? Wait. What do you mean with that? Like they're the ones that basically sit there and they basically give all the information away?
No, like they're the like, you know, you go to a public, if you get arrested, and you're more than likely to get off with an actual attorney than you are with a public defender. Because the public defender, they just, you know, they're just getting their little regular pay or whatever. Attorney gonna fight because they want that percentage.
Right. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But that public defender, they get paid by the hour. They can care less if you know, win or not. If you know what I'm saying, found guilty or not.
I call them pandemic rappers.
Yeah, whatever they're called, but the team. the team definitely makes you, and then on top of it too, you know, a lot of the stuff that these artists deal with, like they could really do it on their own without even having a manager. Like unless you're being booked and being pulled from, you know, every angle, tug of war, left and right, you really don't need management.
Yeah.
And if you do get management, it's like you just sit there, you put everything into the management's hands and allow them to do everything, and they really don't even know.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be surprised how many managers have come to me wanting to know how to get their artist music on our stations. And when I say, well, you know, do they have a radio edit version, first of all?
Yeah, that's the first thing I asked too.
Oh man.
No.
None of them do.
You know what's crazy? People don't realize when you go into a studio, you're supposed to have, I think it's
2 versions, don't you?
No, 7.
7 versions?
7 versions. One version is going to be the clean. One version is going to be the rough. One version is going to be like with all the stems and the beat. The other versions are going to be the acapella, and the other one's just going to straight up the mix for the music.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's called a DJ service pack.
See?
So what's required by our DJ union and Nerd DJs, we require a dirty, a clean, an intro, an outro, and an acapella.
Wow.
So, you know, but the one thing that I heard the song, it's somewhat of a rock song. That's right. That's really radio. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's a radio. You have to identify what the purpose of that song is. Right. If it's a tell a story song like that is, it's a video radio song.
Right.
So those are the people, you need to find people in the lane that do that kind of promotion for you. Right. You know, and it's DJs are everywhere. DJs are country, rock, hip hop, disc jockeys are everywhere. Yeah. There's somebody that's willing to play that record.
Right, right.
And the only way to get it recirculate that, you know, let me put it this way: 100,000, he'd be out there.
And he's 100 right, because you got to look at it as an independent single.
Right,
it's like 50.
Right,
but if you want to be all around, it's 100,000 to 250,000.
Okay,
that's minimum.
Not only that, sadly, we're in a era where it's not even so much about talent. Because, like, don't get me wrong, I love the song. The videos are starting, but the song is great. But I actually
it came out of Halloween.
Yeah, I actually like the video too because it tells the story.
Right.
You understood it. Now the end had me confused, but I'll get on to that later. But we're in an era, unfortunately, now where it's more about financial popularity than it is about actual talent.
Right. Yeah, I know. That's what really bothers me because then, I mean, just like Chris Milo and a few others that I know that are really talented, but it's just, we put them on the radio. We want them to blow. We want, we try to push them as much as
that's the best thing you could do. if you're really interested, that's the best thing you do. Have them have organic following.
Right.
You got to have an organic following before you have any other type of push following. But the DJs run the world. DJs run the world.
Yeah.
If this guy is into that rave type of alternative music, there's DJs for it. They do it every weekend in Vegas. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
You need to find out what's that playlist like, and does that song compete in that playlist?
Okay.
And then once you have a DJ that plays that music on an FM or an XM channel, they get up to millions of people.
Yeah.
Well, then you got to have them. You got to pull them to the side.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But the main thing is that you're playing him right now. He's getting iHeart streaming reports.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Very hard to get iHeart streaming reports. It's very hard to get an iHeart station.
Yeah, that's true.
iHeart, Cumulus, Clear Channel. You
Let
just
'em know.
don't jump. Yeah, you just don't get there.
Yeah.
So without belief in the product.
Yeah.
So he has that. Now, where you go from there, you know, you got to find that DJ, that show, that area in this country where that music comes first before anything, before hip hop, R&B, anything.
Yeah.
And you have to monetize that area. You know, a couple of T-shirts, some hats. You know what I mean? Roll some joints with his initials on it. You got to do something. Car wash. You know, you got to do something.
No, but you got to, like, I was trying to explain to her, and I was explaining to everybody, man. You're going against 500 million people.
No, right.
For one spot.
Yeah.
Your grind has to be stronger than 5 million people.
Yeah.
You understand, Boogie, what I'm saying? Look at you. You have right now radio station. You have your own radio station that you have in Kokomo, right? How many people have that?
Yeah.
Oh, black people, 158.
Exactly. So now, out of and how many? What is there? Like billions of freaking African American?
10,000 licenses.
Millions.
10,000 licenses, right?
Yeah.
Look at that grind. Break that percentage up. Break that percentage up. That's a different type of grind.
Right.
I keep telling everybody, man. It's everyone keeps coming to me. Oh, yo, I'm DJ Enjetic. Yo, play this and play that. I'm looking at them, Boogie, and I'm like, where's the grind?
Yeah.
Where's the hunger? In this game, you got to be hungry 24/7.
Yeah.
That's why
even if you don't do business with an artist or a label in your radio, internet, digital, doesn't matter. Even if you don't, you have to invest in that artist.
Yeah.
Right.
As a radio station, as an outlet, as a platform, you have to say, man, if I'm not a part of this, I'm gonna regret it.
Right.
Look at all the records that you broke. We were what's his name? Rich and them, 6 million. Feed the Street, 6 million.
Right.
You understand? Like people don't realize that the radio stations that we have, we broke major records in.
Right. Yeah.
Everybody.
True story about us. So Big Half from the Nerve DJs about 10 years ago. Now I would say 10 years ago, about 4 years ago. So there's an actress on reality TV. Nobody's taking her serious. She got killer hits. She can rhyme. She's good. She got good music. I said, who is it? He said, you won't even recognize her. It's a girl from New York. I said, okay. And the song was called Lick. Nobody was playing it. This girl was on Love and Hip Hop. Okay. DJ Self was playing with this girl. He was like, yo, yeah, I'll get you on the Gwyneth Fest. Remember that? Remember the thing he had?
Yes, Gwyneth Fest. Gwyneth
Fest, whatever. And the girl, you know, he's messing with the other young lady, Marianne, and all that. I said, who are these people? I said, this chick can rhyme. I said, give me the record. I said, has this record ever been played on FM before? Half said, nah, nobody's fucking with it. Excuse my French.
We'll edit it. Don't worry.
I listened to the record. I said, well, okay, let's hear it.
Yeah.
I start playing the record. Nobody here in Kokomo didn't even care. They thought it was somebody else.
Okay.
But I kept playing it. And then she did that Kodak Yellow record over. Then everybody knew it.
And I know who it is. Can I say it?
Who?
Go ahead.
Cardi B.
No. Really?
You know why? Because check this out. When she did that record Lick, nobody was paying attention to it inside New York. When they started spitting it, she was in the clubs over in
talking to Mike.
She was in the clubs in LI.
Okay.
She was in the clubs. I think in the Queens of LI. And guess what label signed her?
I don't know.
Atlantic Records.
Oh, didn't know that.
You understand? People don't realize that because everyone asks, yo, why does Cardi? Because if you ever listen to the thing where Cardi B's like, shout out to Kokomo, Indiana, he was the first person that played.
Oh, Mr. Boogie.
People don't know that he was the first person that played with Cardi.
the thing is too with that, and just to kind of piggyback off that a little bit, and I love it. When I talk to an artist, the first question I ask them is this: are you mentally prepared to leave your comfort zone?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because sometimes you have to step, like I'm in, and it's sad to say because there is so much great talent down here in Atlanta, but too many artists down here are too comfortable and content with just being Atlanta famous.
Right. Yeah. No, you're
Nobody
right.
leave Atlanta. You see what I'm saying? Like they feel like once they made it down here, that's it.
That's it. Right. They're golden, but that's not how it works. That's not.
Right.
No.
So and then down here, they're big on like clicks and circles and all of those things. So if one artist is like by a certain group and so forth, so on, you're really not going nowhere.
This is what I love about her.
yeah, but that's like New York too.
This is how I love about what I love about her.
That's how like New York
Because
is too
the
now.
way she talks, right? This is why I love working with her, because she has this certain aura about her, right? So most people don't know she is a spiritual based life coach. Okay, don't think I just worried about Uncle Boogie and that was it. Okay, because she's got a lot of talent, and
Oh, wait a minute, this is not about me.
no, it can't always be. No, you ain't leaving. You get back here. So
No, I give it a floor. I had mine. She get us.
okay, no, because I wanted to get a couple, give her a couple of minutes if we can. But she's got a lot, but she's a spiritual based and I was reading a little bit about her because like we know when you look up Uncle Boogie, he's all over the place, right? It's just like looking up Danny, he's all over the place. You look me up and it's just like LinkedIn, and that's about it. Okay. My Facebook page and LinkedIn, that's it. But I just wanted everybody to know who exactly you are and how you came across this beautiful gentleman, Uncle Boogie. Go ahead.
Go ahead, tell the story. Like, make sure you're accurate, all right? Don't make no mistakes.
I ain't saying nothing.
As soon as you make a mistake, I'm gonna cut your mic off.
Go ahead.
I deal with. No, so basically, and it's really funny because I literally started out just all together as a youth advocate, motivational speaker, so to say. Yes, I do have a degree in criminal justice, minor in psychology. I'm certified, which I'm a spiritual life coach on top of that. And I usually like work within the community, things of that nature. And then I have what some people call me as a comedian, which I don't think I'm funny. I just be saying stuff.
Oh God, you are funny. Go ahead. Keep going.
I probably think I'm funny, but I just be saying stuff and people just don't never take me serious. So that ended up leading me to writing skits for different radio shows and podcasts because I never wanted to be in the spotlight like that. Mm-hmm. Eventually I did. I was on a couple of, shows, a couple of podcasts, radio shows, so forth and so on. And I ended up getting introduced to Uncle Boogie like about a year ago.
Oh, okay.
And the first day me and him met, like we were, because I'm a ish talker.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know.
And Uncle Boogie is one as well. And it's like we just started, we bonded off of talking ish to each other.
Really? I couldn't see that.
Yeah, like
I know, right?
I could not see that at all.
I know, right?
I can see it all the way. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm trying to be funny here. I'm trying to be funny.
But,
here.
I'm not. No, just be honest. Like,
no matter how much we talk, no matter how much we was talking crazy each other, it was all in fun and love. You know what I'm saying? And I had a great respect for him because I was like, like I said earlier, he's very knowledgeable.
Right, he is.
Like when he's not being Uncle Bully, and he's being Uncle Boogie.
God. We have such fun with that. Go ahead, we do.
I can sit and talk with him all day. Like
I like Uncle Bully.
Uncle Bully.
No, he's the best.
I call him that's his alter ego.
No, I love it when he gets to the Danny. No. Oh yeah. He get right to business. He ain't playing today.
No,
call me right up. Like, yeah, he get right to business. That's the Boogie, man.
Is that what this is about? Embarrassing me? Is that
no,
this whole thing is about?
Ain't no way to embarrass
you. Is
you.
this a roast?
Look,
ain't no way to embarrass you.
Right?
Do business, brother.
We can roast if you want, but I mean, I don't really have anything prepared to roast him with. But
Daddy Althea, y'all know we're gonna hear about this later, right?
Oh gosh,
we are not roasting him at all. We're just saying like he's just a straight up dude. I
am. What the
I
hell?
ain't. I'm saying he's just a straight up dude, and I respect that.
You know,
I love Uncle Boogie though, for real. Like I've learned a lot just in this, in this year working with him. And I have fun with it because he gives me a lot of free range.
Right.
Is that what you think? Is that what you think? For real? You think I give you anything? I think you jack it. That's basically what you do. But go ahead.
No, you know what?
I don't give you nothing. You jack it.
Oh gosh. But you know what? It's all about take and give. Okay. So sometimes we got to take in order for you to get. Okay.
Listen, there'd be no psychological warfare over here.
Look, here you go. It's
all right.
never that. Don't even try it.
You know,
at the end of the day, Boogie knows that I'm gonna always make sure he good.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
I don't need to be taken care of. I'm not the patient here. I'm not a patient. I don't need to be
taken care of. The Bronx in this dude, man.
We're not even on a show right now. It feels like a 4-way call right now.
What kind of setting is this? What did you put together here, Danny?
I get played for it, right? I get played
put this whole thing together.
Okay, well, just so as you were saying,
wait, no, I gotta ask you a quick. I gotta say.
No, you ain't gonna ask him a question. We got Q up here.
Afterwards.
Okay, you can ask him later on when we're off the show. Okay, so anyway, go ahead, dear. He interrupted you as always. They always interrupt.
I'm used.
I know.
No, but like I said, we started out. Once we met like about a year ago through a mutual, and we just clicked instantly, and it started out just really just. A friendship where just some advice, and I ended up working for one of the stations that he was affiliated with or whatnot. And like I said, I really never really wanted to be in the spotlight like that. I choose more behind the scenes. And then once he started seeing what I was able to produce behind the scenes and how I was able to kind of just maneuver a few things around, he was like, okay, you know what, boom, that's where you're gonna be at.
Yeah, but you know what, I think because I was in that same position when me and Danny got together, because when he was the artist and everything, and he was out there and stuff like that, and I was taking care of everything behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So then he decided, one day and said, we're going to start a podcast and this and that. And we should do it at the D. And he actually came up with the idea for the DNA show.
So.
And he said, I think you would be great. He wanted to highlight me.
Yeah,
I was like, you got to be kidding me.
One thing I say about Rose, specifically Boogie and Danny, they are great visionaries in what they do. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where me and you come in at Althea. We kind of balance them.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? But
wait a minute.
Here we go. Go ahead, Boogie.
Balance us.
Yeah, we balance you.
How do y'all balance? Y'all make us more crazy.
Oh, that is so not true.
What?
Yeah.
I can't get over the fact that me and this man, Danny, we being talked about like we're some mental issued people.
Let me just say one thing.
And I got invited to this?
Yeah, let me just say one thing. Because when you have, like, no matter what project you're doing, or
I need to roll up. This is bananas.
Well, you are not doing that right now. Okay, so
this is bananas.
Okay, you do that in. Oh, okay, you do that in like what, 15 seconds. Okay, so we got 15 seconds left of the show. With that, I want to say, I love you, Uncle Boogie. Say my name.
Althea.
There you go. And thank you, Lady Q. We love you.
Thank you. I love y'all too.
You know what? It was so much fun that we actually are running out of time right now. And that would make Uncle Boogie. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying we're running out of time.
Okay.
But again, thank you guys for coming on. I wanted everybody to see the people behind this powerful station, WTSX, and maybe they learned a little bit more about you. And if they didn't, they can just go to Power 104.9 FM and watch and listen to your show every day, right? 6 to 10, is it?
Well, it's power1049.com.
Okay, 1049.com.
Yeah, no
follow
point.
That.
Yeah, maybe that's why we're having a problem. You're putting a point in it. Now we fix it.
Okay, so with that said, I want to say good night, everybody. We love you and peace out.
All right, bye-bye.